A lone Adeptus Custodes Blade Champion enters the Gauntlet. 5 Genestealers per wave. No backup. No mercy. How far can he go? Each competitor will face endless waves of 5 Genestealers with only their raw stats and abilities as well as their army rule. No enhancements, no stratagems, and no detachment abilities. Today's challenger is an Adeptus Custodes Blade Champion equipped with a Vault Sword and the Martial Qatar faction ability. His own abilities will be fairly useless for this battle, but the Dakatarai stance combined with the Victor's Vault Sword should be my best bet for the Genestealer Gauntlet and what I'll be choosing every turn. Toughness 6, 6 wounds, and a 4+ invulnerable save should put him in a good position to be the best competitor yet. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what round you think he'll get to in the comments. Let's begin. A golden figure stands before the screaming horde. The Blade Champion plants his feet, blade humming and armour blazing as bright as the sun. The Genestealers roar in unison. The battle begins and the Blade Champion strikes first. A blur of motion, 5 hits and 3 sustained makes 8 total. The Genestealers can't possibly withstand that kind of onslaught. 5 wounds, 5 failed saves, 5 Xenos carved apart. All of that was done in one fluid sweep. The Blade Champion opens this round with another flurry of attacks. 4 hits and 1 sustained makes 5 total. 3 wounds go through and 3 failed saves means that 3 more Genestealers fall to the Custodes Blade. But now the swarm surges. The Genestealers' rending claws dish out 8 hits and 2 wounds. The Blade Champion's armour holds firm for one of them, but 1 claw pierces a weak point. He has 5 wounds remaining. The Blade Champion knows he was careless, but jumps back into the action with 4 hits and 1 sustained for 5 again. This results in 4 wounds, one of which is devastating. The Genestealers cannot save, and so the remaining 2 die. However, they're able to make their strikes before they fade. 7 hits this time, which marks the first time I've failed a Genestealer reroll this series. 1 wound, which the Blade Champion saves easily. No mistakes this time. The Blade Champion gathers his strength and prepares to unleash a perfect round. 5 hits, 3 of them sustained, totaling 8. An almighty 7 wounds dished out, of which only 1 is saved. The Genestealers are annihilated, limbs and ichor scattering across the gauntlet floor. A flash of the blade ends with all 5 hits, 4 wounds dealt out, one of which is devastating. The Genestealers make a lone save, which means 3 more dead Genestealers. The Horde counters with 8 attacks, causing 2 wounds. Another mistake from the Blade Champion, as again, 1 is saved, but 1 gets through. Now down to 4 wounds. The Blade Champion really needs to focus up here. The next round of combat sees the Blade Champion level the remaining Genestealers, but not before they can inflict 3 wounds on the Blade Champion's armour. A massive moment here, as all 3 saves are made. The Emperor's Chosen refuses to fall. With renewed zeal, the Blade Champion readies his sword and heads in for another bloody exchange. 5 strikes, 1 sustained, 6 hits in total, 4 wounds and no saves means that 4 Genestealers are carved apart once again. But the surviving Genestealer is extra hungry, and its 4 swipes result in another wound, which the Blade Champion fails to save. The Blade Champion is staggered now, 3 wounds remaining. The endless tide is getting on top of him. In his weakened state, he only manages to inflict 2 wounds, but thankfully for him, neither of these are saved, and the remaining Genestealer dies. But not before landing 2 wounds on the Blade Champion. However, his armour holds firm with 2 big saves. Despite all the blood and gore, his golden armour still shines. Another wave of Genestealers crosses into the gauntlet. There is no end to this monstrosity, and the Blade Champion is failing. Exhausted and faltering, he swings his blade once more, but only manages to dish out a wound and a devastating wound. The save is failed though, so 2 more Genestealers are cut in 2. There is a momentary pause in the action as 3 Genestealers stare at the Blade Champion, teeth bared, and claws sharp. They pounce upon the Blade Champion and deal out 11 hits. Of those 11 hits, 3 wounds are inflicted. He needs to make at least one of these saves, otherwise the run is over. And all 3 have failed. Oh my god. Despite a heroic effort, the Blade Champion finally falls, surrounded by the corpses of the Xenos scum he slew. The Adeptus Custodes Blade Champion has killed 27 Genestealers, and although that's a massive number, I still think he could have done better, honestly. Where does that place him on the leaderboard though? Right at the top, but to me, that looks like an achievable number. Be sure to vote on the poll in the pinned comment for the upcoming videos to see if we can get anyone to beat this guy. Thank you all for watching. I love making these videos and would like to make thousands more, but the best way you can help me to do that is by subscribing, liking the videos, watching every video 100 times and sharing them with people you think might enjoy them. And if you do want to see a specific model attempt the Genestealer Gauntlet, then leave them in the comments. Every model is in contention, from a Ratling to Khan the Betrayer. We'll see you next time. A giant cat enters the fray